And last but not least on The Who, I have The Who Quadrophenia Live in London off of their most recent tour where they performed Quadrophenia live in its entirety, a tour that I actually saw here in America. It's a great performance. Roger can still hit those high notes and can still scream at the end of Won't Get Fooled Again, and Pete can still jam on that guitar like there's no tomorrow. An excellent performance here. I would give this a 5 out of 5. Coming from somebody who actually saw the show live. As I keep raving, this is my favorite singer of all time, Meatloaf. And this is the original Bat Out of Hell tour from 1979. This was back when he was in his prime, so it's a great documentary here. I would give it a 4 out of 5 because he only does 6 songs, and there's obviously 8 songs on Bat Out of Hell, so there's 2 missing. But it's a great performance nonetheless. 5 out of 5. No, sorry, 4 out of 5. Here's the classic albums collection of the making of Bat Out of Hell, which has great extensive interviews with Meatloaf, Jim Steinman, Rory Dodd, and Todd Rundgren. This was actually the first classic albums DVD that I ever bought. I would give this a 4.5 out of 5. Meatloaf Hits Out of Hell, which is all of the music videos that he ever did. Once again, I'm not that much into music videos, but Meatloaf's performances are great in it. It's like watching a movie each time you see a song come on. So I would give this a 4 out of 5. The VH1 Storytellers Meatloaf documentary. A little performance that he did for VH1. It's pretty good, although he kind of goes off on tangents of comedy every now and then, which is not really that funny, but it's still great performances. So I would give this a 4.5 out of 5. Meatloaf live with the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra, where he performs Bat Out of Hell live in its entirety, along with a couple of other songs from Bat Out of Hell 2, Couldn't Have Said It Better Myself, and Dead Ringer. A really great performance, especially with this orchestra. That music that he sings is definite orchestra music. So I would give this DVD a 5 out of 5. This is Three Bats Live, the 2007 tour that he did after Bat Out of Hell 3 came out. Once again, a pretty good concert, but not the best sound quality, I would say. Maybe it's my copy. I should have gotten it on Blu-ray. I'm not really sure, but I don't know. Not the best sound quality, I don't think. But still, a great concert and great performances. I would give it 4.5 out of 5. And a documentary that was made during this 2007 tour, Meatloaf in Search of Paradise, which just followed him on some early shows of this tour and just documented everything that went on with him. It's a pretty interesting documentary. I'd give this 4.5 out of 5. And this is off of the tour that he just did, the Guilty Pleasure Tour. Meatloaf, the Guilty Pleasure Tour live. Not my favorite. I would probably have to give this one a 3.5 out of 5. But it's still good. I have the documentary It Might Get Loud, which is features Jack White, Jimmy Page, and The Edge. It's a documentary on the electric guitar. And it's a really interesting documentary. So I would recommend this to anyone who's a fan of Led Zeppelin, U2, or the White Stripes, or Jack White as a solo artist. It's really good. Led Zeppelin, The Song Remains the Same, the 2-disc special edition. Excellent concert. Really great. My only problem with it is that it doesn't include all of the songs that are on the album. But it's still amazing. I would give this 4.5 out of 5. And I almost forgot. I would give this 4.5 out of 5 as well. I have the movie Pink Floyd The Wall, which was the movie that, what's his face? Oh, come on, what's his name? Hold on. Alan Parker, that's his name. The movie that Alan Parker directed and Roger Waters wrote the screenplay for. And it's the telling of the Pink Floyd album. It's pretty good. It's kind of bizarre in some ways, but it's really good. I would give this 4.5 out of 5. I have the director's cut, Pink Floyd Live at Pompeii. They do Echoes live in its entirety, A Saucer Full of Secrets, Us and Them, Brain Damage, Set the Controls for the Heart of the Sun, a lot of great songs back when they were in their prime. I would give this DVD 4.5 out of 5 as well. Another classic albums DVD, The Making of The Dark Side of the Moon, which has great interviews and great performances of them in the studio. So this deserves a nice little 4.5 out of 5 as well. I have Todd Rundgren live in concert, the performance of the album Todd. It's pretty good. Todd isn't one of my favorite albums by Todd Rundgren, but it's pretty. It has some good songs on it, and I would give this DVD a 4 out of 5. I have Metallica S&M live with the San Francisco Symphony Orchestra, the deluxe edition DVD. Another great band that the music sounds great with when it's being performed by an orchestra. I would give this DVD a 5 out of 5. One of my all-time favorite singers, and this is one of my all-time favorite live albums, Joe Cocker, Mad Dogs and Englishmen. This is the tour that the album came off of, and it's great singing performances by him. I would give this I would give this movie a 4.5 out of 5. Eric Clapton and Steve Winwood live from Madison Square Garden. This is a great DVD. It's got them performing songs from Blind Faith, some Eric Clapton solo stuff, and some Traffic songs, and some Steve Winwood solo stuff. Two great guitar players, an amazing piano player. How can you go wrong with this? I'd give this performance a 5 out of 5. The Classic Albums DVD, Fleetwood Mac, The Making of Rumors, an album that means a great deal to me. It has great interviews by all the members of the band, and it goes into detail on every single song that's on the album. So I would give this a 5 out of 5. This is a great documentary that was released just recently, before their History of the Eagles tour came out. This is the documentary History of the Eagles, the story of an American band. It's got great interviews with all members of the band, past and present. It follows them on their entire career, leading up till this point right now. The Eagles are amazing, and this really goes into detail on each and every one of the members of the band. It's a great documentary. I would give it a 5 out of 5. The rest of these are classic albums, DVDs. The Elton John Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Pretty good. I'd give this 4 out of 5. Rush, Moving Pictures, 12-12-12. Making of that album. This is pretty good too. I'd give this a 4 out of 5. Disraeli Gears by Cream. Great. Probably 4.5 out of 5 there. And Peter Gabriel's So. I'd give this 4 out of 5. Getting close to the end here. Peter Gabriel live in London off of the New Blood tour. Great performances. He can still rock vocally. I'd give this performance 4.5 out of 5.